Welcome to the following presentation of LeagueGaming.com. After 8 weeks and 4,994 games, it's time to hand out some hardware. Who are the league's best defenseman, goalie, coach, most valuable player? They've played their hearts out, and tonight we celebrate the game's greatest players on the virtual ice. It's time for Season 17, the LGHL Awards. I'm your host, F5 Penguin, also media director for the league. Welcome to tonight's awards show. Coming up on this presentation, we will have the awards for the NHL, AHL, and of course, the entire CHL. We'll also have our league commissioner, B. McDonald, coming on the show to talk about the state of the league and how things went last season. Now, before we begin, let me take some time to thank a couple of people. Albany's own I'm Jeff. He helped me out immensely for tonight's behind-the-scenes work in preparation for the show. Also, major thanks to Tino45 Reaper for helping me out with all of the things media all season long. I couldn't have done it without him. He kept my head on straight, and I greatly appreciate his help. And naturally, I'd like to also extend a thank you to every single person who produced media content this season. All of you, thank you so much, from the magazine to the insider, to everyone backstage, to everyone interested, to people wanting to do things. Thank you. Naturally, I want to let everyone know, if you're still looking for some solid NHL coverage, that's what we're looking for too. So please reach out to me if you're interested. Next season comes the implementation of some big media changes in ways that incentivize joining the media team. There's more on that in the following weeks. But first, we begin tonight by finally announcing the winner of the Soul Electronics headphones that were offered up at the beginning of the season as part of this referral contest that we were working on. So let's throw it over to our very good friend that we all know and love, the founder of LeagueGaming.com, Tris10.
Hey everybody, this is Tris10, and this is the draw to give away the headset and the Xbox Live code. So this was the contest where everybody that you referred and signed up for the league, you got basically one ball into this lottery draft system. So every ball represents a number. So what we've done is we've taken everybody that's in there, and we figured out that there's 440 referrals. So that's 440 people, chances, I guess, to win, 440 balls in the system. So we're going to generate two numbers here. So I'm on... I'm just going to do it again, random.org, and we want to generate integers. So I want two numbers. So the first number is going to be who wins the headset, and the second number is going to be who wins the Xbox Live code. And again, this is based on the numbers, the number of whatever ball this is. This is also sorted by the person who joined. So we're going to we need two numbers from 100 or 1 and 440. All right, so I'm going to now generate these numbers, and this is going to be who won. So the winner of the headset, who is whoever has 310. So let's go to row 310. 310 is Josie. So Josie has won the headset. So, and the second number is 363. 363 is Red Wing Freak. Red Wing Freak has won an Xbox Live code. Josie has won the headset. If you guys can send me a private message, Josie, if you can send me a private message with your address so we can work out the shipping, you guys are the winners. So thanks again, everybody who took place in this contest, and we'll see you next season.
Congratulations to the winners of the headphones and the Xbox Live code. Tris should be getting in touch with both of you soon. And now, it is time to announce the season's winners for both the team and individual player awards for the LGHL, LGAHL, and of course the LGCHL. Starting first with the NHL and AHL, I'd like to congratulate the Los Angeles Kings for taking home a trifecta of hardware this season with a Stanley Cup, President's Trophy, and Clarence S. Campbell Bowl. In the opposite conference, of course, your New York Islanders took home the Prince of Wales Trophy as they squared off against the Kings in a series that many would say would be filled with drama, controversy, and eventually a championship team. For the LGAHL, the Robert Clark and Norman R. Bud Poyle trophy-winning Charlotte Checkers took on the Richard Canning winners, the Binghamton Senators, to take home the Calder Cup. The McGregor Kilpatrick Trophy awarded to the regular season champions goes to the Albany Devils, who went on a tear only to lose sadly early on in the playoffs. They also won the East Seasonal Frank Mathers Trophy. So again, congratulations to all the teams who took home some hardware this season. Now, it's time to go back to our program extraordinaire, Tristan, who has some thoughts and reflections about this past season.
Hey everybody, this is Tristan, and this is my end of Season 17 speech for Season 17 the LGHL. First and foremost, I have to say that this has been actually a much, much better, smoother season than I've ever thought we could do here, we could ever have. And I mean, and that right there starts with the leadership we have in place. I mean, at the end of the day, mad respects and props have to go out to Brody for his leadership styles, for everything he's done, for the amount of hours he's put in, and for setting up the system, the constitutions, the rules, all these little things, the training that's gone on for managers. You guys have no idea the amount of hours it takes. And if it wasn't for his leadership, none of this would have been possible. Also, a special shout out for Active D, who really was there for the Constitution, getting those little fine bullet points figured out and little gray areas, making them less gray, which we all know is pretty important with a league like this and the amount of people we have that try to make very, very dirty things out of very, very gray areas. So the leadership, first and foremost, has been phenomenal, and as well as Topher in the AHL. I mean, just been watching how the leagues are actually different. I mean, I think everybody can agree that the NHL and this AHL and the CHL all have a different sort of theme and a different vibe, a different atmosphere, and that's actually been pretty cool. So first and foremost, the leadership. I mean, a lot of things were brand new for this season. I think we can all agree. I mean, traditionally in the past, the most teams we've ever had for a season in this league was season 15, and that was 20 teams. Season 16, we only had 16 teams. So we went from having 20 teams ever, that was the max we've ever had, to having, 54 in the CHL, 30 in the NHL, 30 in the AHL. So I mean, we've had almost 4 times as much teams playing all at once than we've ever had here. And I think that, considering everything went pretty smooth. I mean, a lot of new things also went down. For example, I mean, it's the first time we've ever tried bidding, and for LG vets, that's a brand new experience, and one I actually enjoyed a lot watching. You know, the bidding wars going in and watching how the management sort of reacts, and the players would come in and see their bids, and that whole system and the mobile app and the push notifications for that. I mean, honestly, it was a pretty fun time for everybody, and very, very smooth time. Overall, like I said, I think that this season has been a phenomenal success for everything that's brand new. I mean, what's really interesting is a lot of what we're doing here is setting up. For example, the Constitution is setting up. The training of all these new GMs and owners and managers is setting up. The CHL is setting up for future seasons. The more people are used to these tools, how we do things, our rules, everything's going to be easier later on, and it's starting to show. You can already see management knowing how to handle things like how to do call-ups and how to do the waiver wires and how to do trades and all that stuff, because they're learning the system, a system that's new for a lot of people. And the Constitution written to accommodate that and these rules and the tools we have is just going to benefit everybody. So I think looking forward, every season we do this, I think, is going to get smoother and smoother, and that's what keeps me going by adding as many features as we can. For example, there's been a ton of features we've added this year. It's the first time we've ever had an offer system, which I thought was kind of cool, where management can send offers through the notification system. Guys can accept or decline. Another cool thing is we've really sort of pimped out the news feeds. You can see everything in the news feeds, from like trades to waiver wires to anything you could think of. So that's really helped. It's also been really great to see the feedback coming from the league, from the members. At the end of the day, I love seeing people engaged. I love seeing the guys kind of chirp each other in a respectful, fun kind of way. I love the emo of it all. So it's been a great season overall. I think going forward we're stronger than we ever could be. it's looking very positive, and I think a lot of people are very positive about going forward with the next gen. I know there's obviously a lot of controversy for some people about that, but I think it's a logical choice because you're not going to spend another whole year in Xbox 360 when everybody else is playing new systems. You can't expect people to keep their old systems. So going forward, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement with there, especially with all the features we have for the new systems streaming, and you'll be able to watch every game. Hopefully every game will be recorded somewhere. Maybe we'll have something where like you could literally go back to look at any performance you've ever had or any other game, because that's all going to be archived on YouTube or something like that. Obviously, the replays, people can, if all those videos are out there, we can quickly make like really cool replay systems or highlight packages and stuff like that. Maybe better commentary. Maybe add some really cool stuff in for the media team. So I think going forward, I mean, it's just going to get better. With all the features we have here at LG that help sort of make everything smoother with the management tools. I mean, just the sign-up system. I mean, you wonder how people ever lived without a sign-up system. So overall, I want to thank everybody for their just coolness. It's been a fun time. I've really enjoyed my time watching you guys play and talk and chirp and do all the things you do, getting all emo. I know sometimes there's drama, but at the end of the day, it's because you guys care, and I appreciate all you guys and everybody who puts in time to make this league better. All the people who initiate new features or new things like new media shows or media things or anything like that. It's all for the community, and I think that's what's been really great about this whole experience. So, special shout out to for Ozzy. Ozzy's been great. He's jumped right in and helped the CHL. What's great about Ozzy is he's a vet who knows how at least I have things and where things are, and he's been great for helping out there. Another shout out to Tino and F5 Penguin. Those guys were actually just very funny to always chat with behind the scenes and coming up with new ideas. I mean, they've really pushed the media this year, which has been really fun to watch early on when it was, when there's a lot of shows and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that need special thanks. For example, Safety Steve is the guy who generated your schedules. You have no idea how hard it is to make an 82 game season schedule and all work out so that you played 8 games every week and then 9 games on the week 10, or sorry, the week 9 or whatever it was. You have no idea the mathematical complexity it is to do that, and he spent hours, almost probably days, making that schedule work for NHL and AHL early on. So I mean, there's been so many people under the radar that have done so many things to help out this league. You got Eric, who's helped with the getting up the magazine, and all the people that help with that. So a lot of people deserve shout outs, and I hope everybody enjoys themselves in season 18 and going forward. And that's my message for this season, boys. I hope see everybody back, and if not, have a safe summer, and we'll see you back in season 19. Ciao.
Thanks again, Tris. And now it's time to get into some player awards. Let's start with the AHL. The Eddie Shore Award, the Defenseman of the Year. The runner-up was Albany Devils Doms 313, and the winner from Abbotsford Heat, Prototype X97, went 18-4-2, 6 goals, 36 assists, a plus 43 on the season. Very impressive. Moving over to the lowest goals against average, the Harry Hap Holmes Memorial Award, going to the Albany Devils. Give it to me, XXXXX. Lots of X's. 29-8-2, 82.9 save percentage, 2.00 goals against average. Does that make him the best goaltender? We'll find out. The Aldej Baz Bastian Memorial Award for best goaltender is a tie between, you guessed it, 2.00 goals against average, Albany Devils, XX Give It To Me, XX, and the Abbotsford Heat goalie, Blackhawk 1327. For the top point scorer, John B. Solenberger Trophy, Texas Stars, his own Justified 25, takes home that trophy. 19-6-2, 39 goals, 62 assists, plus 39. So who was the top goal scorer? We had a tie. The Willie Marshall Award goes to 2 people this season. First, Jamieson X10X from Manchester Monarchs. and King 8EE Killa from the Lake Erie Monsters. Moving on to the Coach of the Year. That, of course, is the Louis A.R. Pieri Memorial Award, going to the Charlotte Checkers and NVME X51. Calder Cup champions, of course, 52, 23, and 7. And, of course, your Western Conference champions. Well-deserved for the Coach of the Year to keep that team together and bring home the hardware at the end of the season. The MVP of the playoffs. This one is fun. This is the Jack A. Butterfield Trophy. It's going to one of my good buddies, Casa de TNT de Rotes. Rotes from the Charlotte Checkers. 5-2, 14 goals, 4 assists, +4, 3 power play goals. Crucial in the victories for the Charlotte Checkers. And last but not least, the MVP for the AHL, the Les Cunningham Award, going to Justified 2-5 from the Texas Stars. Again, 19, 6-2, 39 goals, 62 assists, +39, and an honorable mention, a runner-up going to the Iowa Wild, Army of One. So congratulations. There you have it for the AHL Player Awards. And now it is time to move on to the NHL Awards here on LeagueGaming.com. Let's begin with a defenseman, the James Norris Trophy, awarded to the defenseman who demonstrates throughout the season the greatest all-around ability in the position. The runner-up from the Dallas Stars, Kesso Paguni. I always pronounce your name wrong. I'm sorry. Please refrain from the hate mail. Runner-up to him and winning the trophy this season. From the Florida Panthers, Deceased Goblin, 21-5-1, 5 goals, 36 assists, a +24 on the season. Next, we have the Ted Lindsay Trophy awarded to the NHL's outstanding player as selected by members of the PA. Going to Space Jam from New York Islanders, 23-4-1, 48 goals, 45 assists, +25, 19 power play goals. Very, very impressive. And next, we got to give a nod here to the coaches. This is the Jack Adams Award awarded to the NHL coach adjudged to have contributed the most to his team's success. The runner-up is from the New York Islanders, I Beat Up Cakes. And the winner, naturally, Lan Mirando from the Los Angeles Kings, 58-22-2. President's Trophy winners. And impressively here, 33-9-2 in 1-goal games. So congratulations to Lan and the team over in LA. Now, the William Jennings Trophy awarded to the goalkeeper or goalkeepers having played a minimum of 25 games for the team with the fewest goals scored against it in the regular season. We have a 3-way tie. 2 of them from Florida, Goldbud 24 and Kopitar. And the Winnipeg Jets goalie, the one and only. All you 3 are sharing the William Jennings Trophy this season for Season 17 of the LGHL. Next, we have the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy awarded to the top goal scorer in the regular season. That going to Ovechkin, 8 from the Dallas Stars, 13-14-1. 60 goals, 33 assists, +17, 25 power play goals. Then we have the Art Ross Trophy, of course, awarded to the player who leads the league in total points at the end of the regular season. That going to the man with 50 goals, 52 assists, +24, 41.3 shot percentage. Insane. Going to Calgary's own Perp Flavor. Then we have the Frank J. Selk Trophy, awarded to the forward who best excels in the defensive aspects of the game. Gotta love those back-checking forwards. The runner-up from the Montreal Canadiens, known as Dub. And the winner of that trophy, the Selk Trophy, going to the New York Islanders ex-Korea 9X, 24-2, 21 goals, 50 assists, +39. Now we have the Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy awarded to the player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to virtual hockey. And this one is going to Chicago, the entire Chicago roster, and specifically TDK 95, after taking over after 2 owners left before him. Many question his tactics, but he brings the team out of the gutter to win a playoff spot on the last night of the season. That, my friends, no matter who you ask, is perseverance. So congratulations there. Now we have the Lady Byng Memorial Trophy awarded to the player who exhibited outstanding sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct, combined with a high standard of playing ability. The runner-up from the Winnipeg Jets, X Ward, and the winner of the Lady Byng Memorial Trophy going to New York Islanders, X Korea 9X. Now we have the Conn Smythe Trophy, awarded to the most valuable player for his team in the playoffs. With an impressive 11-3 record, 81.1 save percentage, 1.87 goals against average, and 1 shutout, going to the Los Angeles Kings own, 4 Clancy 7. And now we have the Vezina Trophy, awarded to the league's top goaltender. The runner-up from the St. Louis Blues, Hydro Rockstar 37. And the winner of the Vezina Trophy this season, 35, 14, and 6 record, the 78.8 save percentage and 2.14 goals against average, going to the Winnipeg Jets, the one and only, this time not having to share any of the trophy, becoming true the one and only. And last but not least, for the LGHL, the Hart Trophy, of course, awarded to the league's most valuable player. Runner-up from the Calgary Flames was Perp Flavor, and your winner this season from the New York Islanders, Space Jam, earning that contract again. 23, 4-1 record, 48 goals, 45 assists, plus 25, 19 power play goals. So there you have it, the NHL and AHL awards here for Season 17 on LeagueGaming.com. Now, we have the CHL awards up too, and don't think that we forgot about you guys, because you are important too. And we're going to get into all 3 of the award winners for all of the conferences here in just a bit. But first, I want to talk to somebody important, and somebody that also wants to help me deliver the winners of the CHL awards, and that is none other than our commissioner for LG, B. McDonald. Brody, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. This is should be interesting. There's a ton of CHL awards to give out, so I'm looking forward to being a part of this.
Definitely, I am too. I think it's exciting that we've expanded so much that we have 3 different leagues to hand out awards to in the CHL, where I don't think anybody in the history of esports for NHL has had that before.
No, it's pretty interesting and pretty cool. The CHL is a pretty dynamic league within its own. You know, like you said, being broken up amongst 3 different leagues, and the awards are all pretty specific and pretty awesome. So yeah, this will be really interesting, and I'm excited because this is the first time we've ever been a part of this.
I agree with you completely. Now, before we get into the awards, obviously this is kind of a time for us to reflect. We've had a crazy season. We've had a crazy off season before this, and now that it's all said and done, on your end, how did everything go? What were the challenges we saw this season? What were some of the great things we saw? And what's your take on what we can walk away with this season?
Yeah, this was quite the experience, to say the least. I didn't really... My original number was I expected around 1,800, 1,900 players to sign up, and to be able to see that we have 3,200 members as of last season is a little overwhelming at times. The season went really well at all 3 levels. Obviously, some hiccups and some issues along the way that were dealt with and ironed out. So overall, it was pretty good. I know specifically at the NHL level, we had a couple major issues. We had some owner step down that hindered some organizations. Yeah, look at the Chicago organization losing an owner so early on. They were down, right behind the 8 ball right from the beginning. It was unfortunate. And a new owner stepped up who was inexperienced and tried to do the best he could, and that also didn't work out. So having the 3rd owner underway, Chicago really showed everyone that all their players are here to play and they wanted to be part of the community. And they ended up making the playoffs in the last game of the season. It was pretty remarkable at the NHL level to be able to do something along those lines.
Yeah, definitely. Now, let me ask you, what was the reasoning? I mean, politics aside here, let's kind of break down that barrier and have this transparency we've been talking about all season, you and I. What is the reason we have so many owner issues so early on? Was it not meeting the expectations on your end, or was it not a communication level between the expectations of them?
The specific situations, sometimes, in my experience, that some owners just end up stepping down because something comes up, like an opportunity that they've been waiting for a couple of years presents itself, and they're no longer have the time commitment to make the ownership. And the specific situation from this season, from Chicago's standpoint, going into the original owner selection, everyone on staff realized that it was a high risk, high reward kind of selection, but by taking Hanson brother. He has a reputation for being not the greatest member of the community, but we also felt that he had a potential chance to bring in some solid players and build a good team. After a couple rough weeks, only having 2 or 3 wins, I believe, we think that the pressure of the community has kind of cracked him, and his actions on the website granted him an early dismissal.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what are we doing next year, next season? I always think in years, but next season, what are we doing to try to at least bring forth a more set expectation of what's demanded of an owner on all levels, a GM, owner, moving into season 18?
One of the things, like, I'm a big fan of being accountable for your actions, and making sure that, one, right off the bat, like, the expectations are very clear to these people. And from the beginning, all the owners who were selected for the season coming up have been given. I've sent them a PM personally about what their expectations are for the season. I've also explained to them the way the offer system works, and how long they're on contract for, what's required of them for the whole season. Some of the issues from last season, having the owners step down, that caused issues for teams. It's something I really want to avoid, especially being the summer season, and we're 1 season away from switching over to Xbox One. So it was very clear to all the owners who were stepping down this season that, regardless of the outcome of their season, whether it be successful in their mind or not, we're really looking for teams and owners to put together like a really competitive season, but also just give the players like the best experience they could possibly have on this website. That's number one, is making sure the players enjoy their time here. That's part of the reason why I believe our league's so big.
Yeah, I would agree with you too, and one of the reasons the league's so big is because, like we said, there's more than, it seems like 1,000 teams in the CHL, but in reality, we've kind of max expanded down there. And let's talk a little bit on the players. We've had so many people come into the CHL, a lot of people leave. How is it looking like down there? I wasn't able to play there this season, and I wasn't able to really put my hands into the pot, but obviously you as a staff member running everything with your team could kind of see what's happening down there. You have Crazy Ron helping you out in the best way possible. What's your take on how the CHL went? What went wrong? What went right is more important too.
The CHL this season was it was a really good experience on a couple of different levels. Number one, with the time constraints we had for this season, the actual GM selections last season for the CHL, where pretty much if you signed up, you got a chance. We didn't really have an opportunity or time to do in-depth GM interviews and for our selections. So we just looked for people to sign up because we knew we had the numbers, and we just gave guys opportunities. In some situations, it failed. Some people didn't really realize what they were getting themselves into, and we're partially to blame for that. We didn't really explain the expectations and what the CHL is all about, so some of these newer guys didn't really take too well to what the purpose of the CHL was. Overall, too, not having enough members, having too many players sign up and not enough GMs, having to expand mid-season was something I would like to avoid at all costs in the future. It's something that was pretty hard on the players. It's difficult on the man over there currently, and it was something that we needed to prevent in the future. So, but on the other hand, too, it also brought out the character of some of the GMs who stuck around through the whole season, through the ups and the downs, and were able to be successful and find a way to make it work. Right now, this final week of the CHL is right now. Like, all the other leagues are complete, but the CHL is in their final week, which is actually playing for the Memorial Cup as we speak. And it's nice to see how it all came together, and it also gave us kind of an idea of what we need to improve on for next season moving forward.
Right, there's a lot of good you could take away from this, and like you said, we've completed a full season on all levels, and we're in the playoffs right now in the final. So good things are happening there. Now, let me ask you, what would you say to a player or a GM that had such a bad experience that they left because they didn't feel like they were being either appreciated, heard, or cared for down at that level for whatever reason? What would you say to that person right now?
The biggest thing I think is the way things were last season. Like I said, there was things that were priority last season, and unfortunately, I had no anticipation of the CHL would be as large as it did, and it kind of didn't get the most of my attention during that time. Now seeing that the AHL and NHL are running so smoothly, like the CHL is now priority once again. We have the right people in the right places to ensure the CHL is run better and smoother as we continue on. For a player who didn't have a great experience last season, I would recommend they come back and just give it another shot. Like, this league's got a lot to offer. The website's got a lot to offer, and this season we'll have more time to spend on ensuring the CHL is going to be better. There's lots of things in place too. Ron and I are working on like a simple package that's going to go out to all the new GMs once the offers are sent, which will give a breakdown of all the how-tos and the responsibilities and requirements of being GM. We're going to make sure the CHL GMs are trained as best as they can be so they can offer the best experience for all of our new players. We're also going to take a more active role in player education. There's a ton of questions out there that didn't get answered on time or got answered really late, and so I'm going to take a more proactive role and make sure I get some posts and some threads out there, maybe a couple of videos, just so the players can review and look at things and have their questions answered a lot quicker than if they posted them in the forums. So we're trying to be a little more proactive in the CHL. The CHL is the size of the other two leagues, basically, and with the amount of new people coming in and out, it's important to make sure that they all understand what the league's all about and what the purpose of the CHL is.
Definitely, and a lot of things to offer, like you said, at the CHL level. So now let's talk a little bit about what we have to offer. We have awards. Brody, you've been working like a madman trying to finish up the awards and try to get everything all together. So I wanted to bring you on as a united front, so to speak, and you and I here can go through and present these CHL awards. What do you say?
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. That's part of one of the coolest things I think about the CHL is every individual league is given their individual awards for the season and playoffs, and then there'll be at the end of this week we'll be giving out the MVP of the Memorial Cup, plus the Memorial Cup champion will be crowned this week as well. So it's pretty cool to be able to be given the opportunity to win some of these different awards at every level.
Definitely. So let's jump right into it. Right here in front of my notes that you sent over to me, I got starting with the OHL. We have the awards for the OHL, starting with the J. Ross Robertson Cup, which is the OHL playoffs champion.
Yeah, so this season, the first season of the OHL, the Peterborough Petes were the successful team. They made their way all the way through the CHL playoffs and were the winning team, who is now representing the OHL and the Memorial Cup this week. So congratulations to the Peterborough Petes.
And obviously them taking home the Bobby Orr Trophy as well as the Eastern Conference playoff champions, but not to leave out the Wayne Gretzky Trophy and the Western Conference going to the Owen Sound Attack. Yeah,
the Owen Sound Attack had a really strong season as well. They finished well in it's the Western Conference and had a pretty strong finish. So unfortunately, they came up a little bit short in the finals, but they had a pretty solid team, and I'm hoping they come back next season and come hard again.
And then going a little bit back to the, we'll call it the old league, the Ottawa 67s taking home the regular season champion with the Hamilton Spectator Trophy.
Yeah, the Ottawa 67s, I don't like to use the word choke, but they had a pretty rough playoff. They were the best team in the OHL this season by far. Their goals for were extremely high. They were a powerhouse team, a hungry team, and extremely active. They had a great season coming out on top of the league. It's unfortunate they didn't make it too far in the playoffs. I believe they lost in the first round in 7 games, which is a tough way to go. But congratulations to Ottawa 67s. I'm really hoping that team or a core of that team comes back for next season and puts on another great show in the OHL because they were a really, really competitive team this year.
Absolutely. Now I will defer the floor over to you here if you want to go ahead and hand off the player trophies for the OHL.
Yeah, so the first player trophy we have, it's the Red Tilson Trophy. It's awarded to the most outstanding player in the OHL. The player that won this trophy is from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. It's Tes yeux. It means your eyes in English. He was the leading scorer of the league this year, class act in the forums, and was an all-around awesome player to watch in the OHL this season. Next up, we have the Eddie Powers Memorial Trophy. It's a scoring champion, so it goes to the player who has the most points. And which was just previously stated too. So from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, that's Trezio again. He led the OHL in scoring this season as well. And then the Jim Men Memorial Trophy. It's awarded to the top scoring right winger. Little history on this trophy. I believe it was awarded. This trophy came about earlier in the early 90s. I think it was donated to a right winger because the player that's named after was a successful right winger in the OHL and the real OHL. So this is one of their trophies they give out. So the top right winger of the OHL this season is from the Ottawa 67s. It's Good War QC. So congratulations to him on being the winner of the top right winger scorer. The next player trophy we have is the Max Karminski Trophy. It's awarded to the most outstanding defenseman. It's tough in the CHL, so there's no positional lock. Guys can play all over the place at defense, and I know I've received a lot of questions about how this trophy is going to be given out. Essentially, I looked through all players that were listed as defensemen. I looked at their wins compared to their losses, their points, their plus minus, and I picked the best defenseman out of statistical wise. Sorry, that's not even a word. Statistical wise about what came up, and the winner for this award is from the Oshawa Generals. It'd be Ritual Cupcake. So congratulations on winning that. The next trophy we have is the OHL Goaltender of the Year. Obviously, it's awarded to the best goalie. Once again, no position lock in the CHL, so it was kind of difficult. So after reviewing the stats and the standings, I looked for anyone who played 10, 15, or plus games in the OHL as actually specifically at goalie. The winner of this trophy is from the Owen Sound Attack. It's Pitt Winkle. The Wayne Gretzky 99 Award. Obviously, Wayne Gretzky played for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds and had a successful career in the OHL as a young kid. This will be awarded to the most valuable player in the playoffs. Sorry, it's the most valuable player in the playoffs. After reviewing this, it was decided that the goaltender, Sedin X33 from the Peterborough Petes, will be the winner of this. He had a stellar playoffs. He only lost a handful of games. His save percentage was above 80. Incredible playoffs. The final award to give out is the Tim Adams Memorial. It's the MVP of the finals. So after reviewing some of the standings and reviewing the playoff stats, Sucio 4 of the Peterborough Petes had an outstanding playoff. The guy was 6-0. He had 29 points in 6 games. I believe he won 2 or 3. I think he won 2 games in the finals himself, and just an incredible player to watch. So congratulations. Those are all the OHL awards that we're giving out this season. In the real OHL, there's a handful of more awards that I'm looking to incorporate in future seasons into this league as well. There's some stuff about Rookie of the Year, and once we get some seasons under our belt, we'll be able to add and expand to the OHL awards we have currently.
Definitely, especially when we have statistics to go off of and compare with moving forward.
Oh, of course. So there's some pretty cool awards too. There's a lot of Rookie Defenseman of the Year, Rookie Forward of the Year. It's a lot of things that we can do once we have some stats built up after a couple seasons.
But one thing we can do right now is mark that down in the book season. The OHL done for this season. There are your awards. Congratulations to all the winners, but that does not leave out the other 2 leagues. Let's get into the WHL, and of course the playoff champions of the WHL taking home the Ed Chenoweth Cup is the Kamloops Blazers.
Yeah, the Blazers had a little bit of an owner switch. Brown X23 was running that team, and with the unfortunate trade disaster at the trade deadline in the NHL, he bumped up to ownership to finish out the year in, I believe it was Nashville. So they had a new GM come in halfway through the season. They had a good team, don't get me wrong. They were, I think, 3rd or 4th at the time. Had a great team, so it's nice to see a new GM step to the plate and finish out the year and have a successful year, winning the playoffs as well.
And naturally, them being the playoff champions, they're the regular season champions as well, taking home the Scotty Monroe Memorial Trophy. Jumping into the Player of the Year, the 4 Broncos Memorial Trophy. This one going to one of the members of the Oil Kings, Dis Piggy 8 Donuts. I just had to say that.
That's how you say it. That's a pretty awesome gamer tag. The way it works for this award, I've always took it as the Player of the Year and most outstanding player, awards like that. In my opinion, are stat based. This player here obviously led the league in scoring and goals. He had an outstanding season and really was a key to the Oil Kings' success during the season.
Definitely, and he also will take home the Bob Clark Trophy, which is the top scorer in goals.
That's correct. I believe he had 47 or 48 goals this season. It was a heck of a year for him, for sure.
Quickly jumping into the most sportsmanlike player, the Brad Hornung Trophy. I'm working my ass off here, just like you are, Brody, trying to get these names right. That going to the man from the Thunderbirds with 0 penalty minutes is what I'm seeing here.
Yes, the way this one here is a tough one to decide. Obviously, I don't get much experience with communicating with all the players in the league, but the easiest way to determine this one was we go penalty minute wise. So I looked at a minimum of 15 games played and lowest penalty minutes. This player actually played, I think it was above 22 games or 23 games this season, and completed the whole season with a decent amount of points, and also had 0 penalty minutes during his season.
Going to Goomba 11. We'll just leave out the little tags in front and behind the number 11. Jumping into the Bill Hunter Memorial Trophy, going to the top defenseman in the WHL, to the Silvertips Privatize.
Yeah, once again, it's tough to pick out specific defensive awards in a league where there's no positional lock. So I loaded up all the stats. I reviewed the top scoring players that are listed as defense. I looked at their wins, their plus minus, their points, and Privatize was the one, in my opinion, who stood out above them all. He had a great season, and he's definitely congratulations on winning this award.
The Dell Wilson Trophy, the top goaltender in the WHL, going to Detect Stealth.
This one was kind of a no-brainer on a couple of reasons. The Broncos were a really solid team this year. I think they came second overall in league points. Had a great year. And Detect Stealth was the only player, I believe, in the WHL who played more than 15 games as net. He played, looks like, pretty well the whole season as a goalie. Was one of the only players to do so. So it was a no-brainer giving him the award for top goalie in the league when he played the position so consistently and so well during the season.
Right, definitely. And this one, I'm not going to butcher the name. I know you have some help up there with some pronunciation of some names, but the GM of the Year Trophy.
Yeah, this one is the Dunk McCullum Memorial Trophy. That's apparently what my girlfriend told me it says. So the GM of the Year will go to Bacasmo 77. He's the gentleman who took over for Brown, and he's run an excellent team in Kamloops. All those players are great. They're having a great season. Stand-up guy, too. I've spoken to him a lot. He always has a bunch of questions, and he's really professional to deal with, and just always has the best interest of his team in the league and in his mind. So congratulations to Bacasmo.
Somebody people should definitely look up to and aspire to be as a GM moving forward. Now, the WHL Plus Minus Award, obviously this one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's pretty basic. There was a tie this season, though. We look for the players who have the highest plus minus at the end of the season. So the two winners for this one are Victimized from the Portland Winterhawks and Harrington X6 from the Calgary Hitmen. So that's congratulations to both of you guys.
And again, if you could explain the MVP award in the playoffs for the WHL, the Air BC Trophy.
So the way it works in this one is this player in the Air, who won the Air BC Trophy, his name is Tactic Mario. The guy went 9-1 in the playoffs, and in those games had 27 points. Pretty impressive to see him play that much and have that many points. So he was definitely most valuable to his team. Kamloops ended up won the entire playoff, so obviously he was a key part to it, helping them win 9 games. So congratulations to Tactical Mario.
Very good. 2 down, 1 to go in the CHL here, Brody. We have the QMJHL, obviously just as important as the other 2 leagues. And starting with the team awards, the President's Cup, the playoff champions going to the Drummondville. I'm not even going to try. This is your thing, man. You're the Canadian team guy.
It's kind of funny about that. Like, I've always thought, like, growing up in Canada, they were the Drummondville Voyageurs. That's what I always thought they were called. I actually have a buddy who was the assistant captain for them last season in the real QMJ. Apparently, that's not what we have written on the website. My girlfriend says it says Voltigeur is how it says, I believe, but in French, she doesn't really know what that means. So that may be a clerical issue on our behalf on the website. But anyways, congratulations to Drummondville on winning the playoffs this season in the QMJ. They had a few issues early in the season, just some ignorance to what the rules meant, some misleading rules, and obviously I take some responsibility for not training these new GMs as well as they need to be trained. So They really bounced back and had a great season, and congrats to all the players on Drummondville.
And they will also take home, and this is the only one I'm going to try, the Jean Rougeau Trophy. How'd I do? Is that right?
That's exactly how you say the Jean Rougeau Trophy. So they're regular season champs. Like I said, Drummondville had an outstanding season this year.
Luke Robitaille Trophy, the team that scored the most goals, going to the... No, see, this is... You're the Canadian guy, Brody. I mean, I'm just down here in Florida. We have hockey, but you know, it's the ice is just slush, and that's why we got swept. This is you.
So it's a couple ways to say this one. I've always said it's Acadia Bathurst, and they're the Titans. They're located in New Brunswick. Actually one of the most beautiful places in New Brunswick, Bathurst. I've been there before, but yeah, congratulations to them. They scored the most goals for any team this season. I've looked at some of their scoring. Like, they beat teams 10, 15 to 1. They had a great season and really strong offensive team.
Definitely, and the team on the other side of the ice with the best goals against average.
Yeah, so the Robert LaBelle Trophy goes to Drummondville again. Outstanding defensive team, and part of the reason why they're doing so well in the Memorial Cup right now.
Definitely. And again, I will defer this one to you because I just want to hear you roll through these kind of in succession, the player trophies for the QMJHL.
So if anyone knows any of the history of the QMJHL, there's a ton of really famous French Canadian hockey players that these awards are named after. So the first one for the MVP of the league of the season is Michael Briere, probably related to Danny Briere in some way, but Michael Briere Trophy, it's awarded to Nitro XL. He was the leading scorer of the whole QMJHL, player for the Acme Bathurst Titans.
Is it Nitro XL or Nitro LX?
Sorry, my bad. I'm a little dyslexic tonight. You're right. It is. It's LX. Nitro LX.
Gotcha.
Congratulations to him. The next trophy is Jean Beliveau, so it's the top goal scorer. Sorry, correction. It's the top scorer of the league as well. So once again, congratulations to Nitro LX from the Bathurst Titans. The next trophy is awarded for the best goals against average. I put a stipulation in that you had to play at least 15 games in nets. Seemed fair. There was about, I believe, 8 goalies that played 15 games or more in nets. Felt it's only fair since there's no positional lock. This trophy is named after Jacques Plante, famous Montreal Canadian goalie, and the winner is Grandpapa Puffs 420. He plays for the it's Brosban or Manda. Finally, the best defensive award is the Guy Carbonneau. The winner is, I believe it says All Day is how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's X All Dale X. He plays for Charlottetown in the QMJ. Congratulations for winning that award. Once again, the defensive awards are difficult when position lock is not an option. So, same thing was done for the Q. We reviewed all the players who were listed as defensemen, reviewed their stats, their wins, their plus minus, and he was the winner we picked. Oh, sorry, correction. That was for the best defensive forward.
Got it, yeah. The best defensive forward going to All Day with Charlottetown. The Emile Bouchard Trophy is the defenseman of the year, or of the season, I suppose.
That was my bad. So, yeah, correction, yeah. So the best defensive forward award was, it's all reviewed by plus minus win totals. Tends to usually go to a centerman. Centermen tend to be the most defensive forwards on the ice, so he did lead the league as a centerman in plus minus as well as wins, I believe. So congratulations to him. So yeah, the Emile Bouchard Trophy is the best defenseman of the year. As I said previously, it was all reviewed from who was listed as defenseman. So the winner this year from the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles is Wrath to Come. And the Selke Memorial, the Frank J. Selke Memorial, which is also offered in the NHL, but it's also a trophy in the QMJ. The winner this season is from the Titans. Bathurst Titans is El Sedin X22. And finally, the Maurice Filion Trophy is the General Manager of the Year. This trophy is awarded to the GM of the Acme Bathurst Titans, X Hamilton 27. That's all we have for the QMJ Awards this season.
And that's actually all we have for tonight's show. Again, the LeagueGaming.com awards for NHL 14, the second season of 3 for NHL 14 specifically. Brody, many thanks to you for taking some time and putting your pride on the line for some of these names, for sure.
Yeah, my ability to read and write lacks at times, as many of you know. So this was quite complicated, to say the least. But once again, this is all about this is all for the players. This is what you guys come to play for. This matters to you more than anything else. So it's my pleasure to take the time to do this for you guys.
And while one of the best seasons wraps up here at League Gaming, that doesn't mean the fun is over. We're just getting started. We're ramping up stuff for Season 18 here, Brody, aren't we?
Yeah, we're starting to go. The 30 owners are selected. We're doing management selections right now. The trade windows open up again. It's awesome. My phone goes off about 100 times between 2 and 4 in the morning with trade notifications. It's great. It's great to see it. The other thing, too, we've made some pretty we made some pretty good changes moving into next season with the Constitution. We're hoping that the new rules and the new things we added are just going to make next season just better, a better experience for everyone else. And we're looking forward to next season and rolling right into next gen in September.
Definitely. And of course, before we jump into Season 18, we will have an open town hall like we wanted to have this season, but with everything happening, we couldn't make that happen. We'll have a town hall where we can kind of get together, talk about the Constitution, talk about the changes, and we can just really be transparent with the players. I know that's something you wanted to do, and next season we can make that happen.
Yeah, no, of course. I've got 3 lengthy posts that are in the draft stage that I'm going to hopefully release this week, just with some, I'd call it the plus minus of the season for each league. There's obviously been some highlights and some lowlights of each season, and we're making some changes based off that. So, yeah, I would definitely be a fan of getting together with you to discuss some of these things. So it saves people the time for having to read my brutal posts sometimes. So I'd definitely be a fan of getting together and discussing some of these things with you.
Any last words, Mr. Commissioner, before we sign off for the evening?
Just congratulations to the Stanley Cup champions, the LA Kings. It's the first time I think I've ever seen the number 1 seed team in the whole league win it all. So congratulations to them. Also, congratulations to the Charlotte Checkers and the AHL for winning the Calder Cup. Hell of a season by everyone. It was just a great experience for me overall, and I'm looking forward to moving forward with this league in the future and to see what next season brings. And, of course, I'm pretty excited to see what next gen is going to bring to us and our league.
Absolute pleasure working with you for the second half of the show, Brody, and obviously I look forward for more of this to come in the future.
Of course, the pleasure's all mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire staff at LeagueGaming.com, with Tris, the entire staff for LG, I am F5 Penguin, and we will see you guys in Season 18 here on LeagueGaming.com.